Hi everyone, my name is Brian and I'm the 3D print creator. In this episode we are going to work with electronics. We are going to make a temperature and humidity sensor that we can read out from our phone, and we can place this temperature and humidity sensor anywhere in the house where we want, as long as it can make a connection with a Wi-Fi router. And then we can use our phone everywhere in the world where we have an internet connection to see the temperature and humidity of the sensor that we placed in our house. Now, this project is going to be a thing with 3D printing. We are also going to work with electronics, and we are going to work with mains electricity. So if you never worked with mains electricity before, I want you to be very careful, or if you don't trust yourself, don't follow this simple video. But if you can work with mains electricity, it's at your own risk, but please follow along. Oh, and another thing. 66% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. So please make sure to hit that subscribe button in the bottom down below here. And then we can continue with this video. Did you do it already? Okay, I'll wait. Okay, thanks. Now, let's continue this video. Now, what we are going to need are three things. We are going to need the Wemos D1 Mini, this processor board. It's an Internet of Things board, and it contains a ESP8266, which is a small computer which has 4 megabytes of flash memory, and which we can program with the Arduino IDE. And it's a very simple processor board. Well, I'm going to show you how we can use it. But before we can use it, you have to buy it. And it's a very inexpensive board. It can connect to the internet via Wi-Fi. And yeah, it's very much a fun board, because you can do a lot of things with it. Way more than we are going to do in this video. Also, you are going to need the DHT11 digital temperature humidity sensor. It's a very simple module that you can connect to that Wemos computer, and with which we can measure the temperature and humidity in your house. And also you are going to need a 5-volt power supply. Now, this can range from a large different types of power supplies. I am going to use a power supply that I'm going to crack open, and this is because I want to have this thing installed in my bathroom. But you can also use a power supply with a micro USB, because as you can see here, this board already has that micro USB connector. So it's very simple to connect to it. Now, those are the things we are going to need to do this project. But I'm also going to use a 3D printer and some software. The software that I'm going to use today are the Arduino IDE. This is a software package with which we can program this computer board. And we are also going to use, in my case, Fusion 360, which I'm going to design the housing for this project. And we are going to use a slicer, and in my case this will be Simplified 3D, but you can use any slicer that you like. Now, also we are going to use the Blink app. Blink is an app that you're going to use on your computer, on your phone, and with Blink you can connect your phone to the Blink server, and with that Blink server you can do all kind of crazy things on your phone. So you can show temperatures, you can make all kinds of nice looking widgets, you can show graphs, anything like that. So you are going to need to download this Blink app and install this on your phone, and most of the times you can do this by using the App Store for it. And then when you've done so, you have to sign up with Blink, and to sign up you have to open the app, and then you have to get yourself a registered license for Blink, and then they will send you a API key, and this API key, which you receive via the email, this is what you're going to need to program your computer board. Now, also you're going to need the Arduino IDE. Arduino is a programming language, Arduinos are little computers, but we are not going to use an Arduino computer, but we are going to use their programming tool. And you can find this under software, downloads, on the website arduino.cc. And don't use the Arduino web editor, but go for the installed app that you can install on your computer. So you need the Arduino 1.8.5 is now the most recent version, but you're going to need this IDE. You can install it on Windows, you can install it on Mac OS, or you can install this on Linux. And well, you have to install this, otherwise you won't be able to work with this project. Now, once you installed your Arduino IDE, you have to configure it to work with these small Wemos boards. The Arduino IDE is basically built for the Arduino computers, but we are now not going to use the Arduino computers, but the Wemos D1 Mini. So we have to configure the software so that it knows that it has to talk to the Wemos D1 boards, and I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, once you have your Arduino software opened, you have to do a few things to let this program know that you want to talk with the board that we are going to program, the Wemos D1 board. So the first thing you have to do is go to File, Preferences, and under Preferences you have to copy this line, and this will also be in the description down below. Don't click on it, because then you will be transferred to this site. You want to copy it, and therefore I'm going to list this also on my website. So when you go to this instructions on my website, which is 3d-printcreator.com, then you can find this line which you have to insert in this program. Now, when you've done so, you click on the OK button, and then you go to Tools, Boards, and for me you now see the Wemos board selected, but you don't have this Wemos board already. So you have to go to the top here, and there it says Boards Manager, and if you don't see it, then this is because you have to scroll to it. So you have to go to use this button here, this arrow, and then you will find the Boards Manager. When you click on the Boards Manager, then this input box opens, and on this input box you are going to type in this bar here the 8266. And now you see that there is only one selection, which is the ESP8266 by the ESP8266 community. And in my case, it's already installed. In your case, you won't see what you have to do now. But the thing you do is you click on it, and then you will see that you have the possibility to select the version. Always select the newest version, the highest number, and then click on the Install button. When you've got this installed, then you will be able to program the Wemos D1 Mini computer. When you've done so, you click the Close button, and now we go to Tools again, and we are going to select the right board. So here under Boards, you have to go down and select the Wemos D1 Mini, and this is on this line, which is the D1 R2 and Mini. We are going to work with the Mini. Now the second thing you have to make sure you have correct is the flash size. As you can see here, it's on 1 megabit. The debug port, which is disabled. The debug level, which is on none, because we're not going to use debug. Here you have to select the V2 lower memory, so the version 2 lower memory. CPU frequency will be 80 megahertz. The upload speed we are going to use will be 115-200 bauds. Erase flash on sketch. COM port, well, this one you won't see at this moment, because the COM port is the port that you can only see when you connected your WeMOS, but we're going to do this later. And then we can also set the board info. Now, to work with the board, we are going to connect this one to your computer, and therefore you are going to need a micro USB cable. And when you connect this to the board, like I'm going to do right now, then the board will be powered by USB from your computer. So make sure you don't hit any metal with this, because of course it's a computer board and you can short circuit it. And then connect it to your USB port. You don't have to be afraid for power on this thing. It's 5V and you won't feel anything even if you touch it with your hands. But make sure you don't short circuit it. Now, when you've done so, then we can go to the part where we can select the COM port, the correct communications port. So to select that communications port, we again go to Tools, to the port, and now I've got two ports which I can communicate with. This is a little bit strange, because I've only connected one thing here, but I know what happens here. Normally I only have the COM port 3, which is one of my DaVinci printers. This one has an Arduino inside, and well, I can talk to it by this software. But I'm not going to use that DaVinci printer. I'm going to use the COM port 8, which is going to be the correct board which I'm working at. It's the WeMOS board. And now when I go to Get Board Info and I click this, then it says it's an unknown board, because although we already told what kind of board it is, the software can't find the bootloader on this board, so it can't find the info. Now we can click OK here, and we can see that here in the bottom it tells all the settings that we have done already. This is the end of the first video about this subject. And well, all the other videos will also be available right now, because I'm uploading them all at the same time. The reason I've split this video up into multiple YouTube videos is because YouTube tends to give you a lower ranking if your videos are very long. So therefore I've cut my videos down to a shorter length, and then you can go to video part 2 to see the rest of this video.